Hi everyone. For the better clarity and clear voice, please use the headphones. As we recorded with the mobile phones, you could able to hear some background noise and disturbances.
Good morning, everyone. In today's class, we're going to learn how we do this animation. So let's spare a few minutes time and then have a look. Okay, and then have a look how we're going to do this. So before we start this, let's have a look at this GIF image. So it's a simple animation image. Before I start anything, I just wanted to explain what and all the things you have to consider here. As you start observing, okay, there's a logo which has been done in Illustrator, but here in this class we are not going to use any Illustrator elements because we can do every of these things in After Effects itself. Of course, there could be some changes in the font, but that's fine, no issues with that. So as I'm keep on playing through the video, you could see we have three different semicircles, correct? All are scaling up easily, okay, and it would even make us understand that they are linked each other, okay, as and when the last and smallest circle getting increased with the scale, the other two circles are going outside the frame. Yes, of course, after that we do have this the final logo which is getting revealed, and you can also see we have the lower part separate and the upper part separate, and you can also see that they have been looking like a gradient colors, correct? So what we have to understand here is, okay, before we start anything, it's always important for us to break down the work so that it's going to be easy for us to do it in the future. And also you can observe here, you can see that the sunrise, okay, which is appearing here, you can see circular there's been a circular gradient happening, circular masking looking like, see, as I could just keep my time slider here, you can see a bit of S and a bit of E is being visible. The rest everything it goes, you can see there's a format of arc. So once I keep on going it, you can see that sunrise is also coming up, and you can also see there is a bit of movement with this text, which means there is a Y movement, Y position movement in that. So considering all these things, I would start with the animation. So first I wanted to create a sunrise here. So before I do anything, I just wanted to lock this layer for the reference sake. Now I would be just taking my ellipse tool. Okay, I start with my title and action safe, and I know it's not exactly in the center, so it is important for me to keep this in the center. So I would take this, take it up. Okay, I'll just move it up. Now how do I find the center point of it? As you could see, the things are going down here, correct? See, we know that the things are happening here, correct, which means this is the line where I have to give concentration. So I select this, I will take it up completely to keep it exactly in the center. Now you can see we have all things happening from that line. Okay, I wanted to do that because I just wanted to consider an imaginary center line which actually gives information for all the elements. Now once it is being done, I just come down here. For the first second I start doing the circle. I just draw the circle by locking this layer. I select my ellipse, I keep my mouse in the center, I hold control and shift to draw the circle shape. Now I go select my selection tool. I will try moving it up so it completely fits into my image. Now once it is being done, I need to fill this layer. Of course, as you observe, this layer this layer has a gradient color. You have two ways of doing it. One, you go to shape, okay, fill here with a gradient color, In the sense, you have to select this fill text, go here, go with the gradient and click OK. Once you're being done that, you have to select the colors. The second option is open the shape layer, go to add option, add gradient fill onto that. Now you can see you can able to add a colors, but the difference is, see, if you add a gradient here in this part, you can able to enable as well as disable. But when you add it here in this portion, go fill, click on the gradient, see, you won't be having an ability to turn off or turn on. You can see we have an option called gradient fill, which is inside the ellipse. Okay, so for that reason, even if you wanted to edit gradients, you just have to go here, you have to do it. Instead making it difficult, if you wanted to do it in the future, let's say you wanted to copy this gradient for the other shape, you could do that easily. Okay, you don't have to take a step extra by getting into this ellipse and then copying it. Okay, so instead that, it would always be easy for you to add a gradient fill here, so that you can able to copy and paste in future if you want it. I open up, I go click on the edit gradient option. Now I select my color options here, go click select the eyedropper tool. I've clicked the very last pixel of this color to take a sample of that color here, and then I click here to take the very last pixel of this gradient to get the gradient options here. Now we do have it, I just click OK. Now when I turn on the gradient here, you can see the colors been looking like this, but the problem is the gradient what we are having is being added here. Yeah, so I just have to edit this gradient. So in order to do that, I'll be selecting my gradient here and also go select the elements. Okay, you can also do with this, you can just play with respect to this endpoint and starting point. Okay, you can see this, we have a gradient option here, where the gradient option actually deals like this. You can able to change the colors here, you can able to do whatever you wanted. You can also able to change the what do you call starting point, ending point, everything you can able to do it. See, as you can see, I'm just moving my starting and ending point here. And if I wanted to rotate, I could also do it. See, the basic option, the basic workflow of this is, see, if you have a gradient in there, okay, if you add a gradient directly, like for example, I just go select shape layer, I click on the fill option here, I go click on the gradient, click OK, and then open up my fill gradient. Okay, go with the see, gradient option here, it's already been done. Okay, so if I just do that, if I just had to do that, like here fill, and I go with the gradient option, you can see it immediately goes like that. Okay, so now if I wanted to rotate this, how could I even do it? Okay, how could I even do it? You can see we have an options here. Okay, it's supposed to be rotated. So what should I do is I select it, click W as a shortcut, I'll hold shift and I'll try rotating it. As you could see, okay, as you could see, it's completely to the side. Now what I do is I'll try fixing this. Once it is being done, I'll hold shift and I'll move to the right, because I just wanted to match the gradient level. So I open up a gradient option here, I would go with the Y option, I'll try moving it to up. As you could see, it's going, if it's almost moving it, or I can click on the edit gradient here. As you could see, I have an option, click 0, edit gradient, I can also work on this. Go click on the edit gradient here, I could straight away go here, click OK. I go with 100. You can see I'm just getting it to a same level. Yes, now it looks very perfect and I'm very happy with this. I could just move it to the right. Done. Now in order to check whether the work is being perfectly aligned or not, I can vary the opacity to check whether it is proper or not. As you could see, it's not, it's supposed to merge like this. Now it looks perfect, that's fine, no issues. As you can see, we have shape everything. Now I just wanted to make it individual. Now it's okay, looks very fine. As you could also see, we have some strokes, lines to be added for this. So what I do is I just duplicate this. Okay, here in the second one I name this as stroke stroke alone. Sorry for the spelling. And I would make this rename as stroke plus fill. Now I take this stroke here and I wanted to have fill none. Click OK. Now I don't have any fill. If you wanted to check, you can just make this alone. Now we don't have any of those fills. Okay, now we can also make this stroke to be 0 here, remove it, and you can turn this on. You have a stroke. In order to get the difference, please change the color here to black so you can find the difference here. Go click T for opacity, reduce it, try reducing it. You can see that we have stroke values somewhere close to that, but it's not supposed to be 15. So I would try reducing the size of it somewhere like 10. Yes, that's fine. Now I would change the color to white. I wanted to have it, so I change it. Now that's done. But I wanted to have this line as well. So what I do, I just take a pen tool, I click here and I go hold shift to draw the line. Select V and again click G for the pen tool, click here and I would hold shift to add one more line. Okay, again hold V, again click G, click here, I would hold and add it here, V, again G at the last stroke. Now you can see we do have multiple strokes here which are of the same size, but it's not supposed to be in the same size. So what I have to do is open the content. You can see we have shape 1, shape 2, shape 3 and shape 4. I would turn off all the shapes. I just turn on, okay, and I would make the entire stroke value to be stroke opacity to be less. Now you can see the first one almost matches, but it's not supposed to be too big. So I just go open a contents, select shape 1, turn it on. I would try reducing the size to 8. Perfectly fits. Select the shape 2, make it like somewhere about 7 or 6. Select the shape 3, turn on. I would turn on the opacity somewhere about this. You can see that they're quite a matching, and we have the last one, shape 3. I would reduce it to somewhere about 6, and the last one here with a value of about 5. Now everything looks perfect. I will increase the value and it looks pretty fine. I open up, I don't want to have this, so I delete it. So opacity 100%. Now we have this. If I turn this on and turn off, you could see that we have this shape. Now I just wanted to pre-compose this. Right click, I would pre-compose it. Before I do that, I just wanted to see this alone. See, you have a gradient here. Why do we need that? We just wanted to have it. So what I do, I just duplicate it, I take it down, I just take the first two, okay, turn on, right click, I pre-compose, I name it as logo final. Once it is being done, I just double click it to see it here. Now I wanted to have my sunrise text, so I go click on T to have a text option here. Click here, I type SUNRISE, sunrise. Okay, right now it's in white color. I don't want to have it in white color, so I just change the color of it to this color. Almost fonts are similar. I would reduce it to check whether the fonts are same or not. Yes, they're fine. Perfect height. Make it bold, but the difference is we need to have a gap here. So what I would do is I just go to paragraph, I click on it to have it. center aligned. Okay, now I just take it to the center to exactly the R position here. Now I would start increasing the tracking value of it. As and when I'm increasing it, you can see the text are moving apart. They're having a gap between them. Now everything looks fine. Okay, I would just increase the scale of it. That looks perfect, fine. So I would just cut this, double click here, and I would paste it. It exactly comes in here. Now we have a logo, final logo. I wanted to start an animation here. So how does the animation start? It fade out. Exactly, it fades out here. It starts fading from this and it fades out for 1 second. So I would select this T, click on it, reduce it to 0. It starts from this point here, make it 100. But if you play it, it doesn't actually go like that. See now? It goes immediately down. But do you think the bottom one is happening like this, the main layer? No, because the graph what we get for that animation is completely different. It's supposed to be okay, easy ease graph. So just click on it. Now you do have this option. I would pull this, that's all. Then the logo looks similar. See, you can turn off this to play it. See, you can turn this on to check the opacity. A minor difference, but that's okay. Okay, now we do have it. Before you do that, I wanted to create a new background white color so that it merge with my background. See, now we have done this logo. Once it is being done, it's my duty to start with this. So I just go here to the place where I can see all the 3 logos. I have my stroke here. I mean only fill. I can name this as fill semicircle. Okay, now as you could see, we have this semicircle, and I would like to pull it. Okay, now here I wanted to make it look better, so I use T option. I reduce the opacity to 30%, but if you could observe, it's not perfectly aligned, and I can't even do that also. Why? Because this is a circle, correct? Right now you can see it's been aligned, but there is some issues with this. In order to adjust this, what I do is I have to convert this into Bezier. Okay, so what I would do is, once I'm done with this, it's my duty to check the other part of it. So I would just stop exactly the place where I can see all the circles, all the 3 circles. As you could see, it's being cropped in this part. That's because that is the limit of my video. So I just go here. I would try checking it. Okay, and you can also observe that we have 3 different circles here. Okay, 1 2 3, and all these 3 are same with a different opacity level. Let's say for example, if this is 45, this would be 30, and that would be 15, which means there is an equal amount of difference in this opacity level. So I would create only one semicircle. Okay, I can even use this fill semicircle option here. I select it. Okay, I would select it. Okay, and I would right click. Okay, and I can easily create shapes or any of these things, or I can also able to create a pen tool. So you have multiple options here. Okay, you can able to create a new mask here. I can select it, go to pen tool, just click on this. Okay, and I would do it here with this, and I would hold shift and I would just come here, which means I can able to have this option. Now I would just move this to the left. Okay, I would fill this. Now I have it here. Now I have a element. I just make it really smooth. Just adjust it. Now you can see we do have this element. Let me turn off the ellipse. You can see we have this. Okay, but the thing is, the gradient stroke which I have given for this, okay, is also been applied to this. How do you find that? When I increase my opacity, you can see the gradient is also being applied to this, correct? So that's how the beauty of it. But if you would have done for the semicircle itself, you might not have got that gradient element here. See, you might not have got that gradient element. Am I clear? Okay. So that is the beauty of it. So if you wanted to have it, if you wanted to have any of those elements, it's better to have it very clearly in the same elements, or you have to select the shape here, then you have to go for this. Okay, then you have to do it. Okay, so many things has to be done. Now I have done the semicircle one, I duplicate it for 2, I duplicate it for 3, I select the semicircle here. I would increase the size of it, click yes, and I would increase it to fit. You can also see the center point is exactly in this part, so I would shift it to move. Select the third one and I also keep it here. I use Y as a shortcut for this and I move it here. Again I go for selection tool, select this, and yes, it's already there, so I would increase it to this level. Now go for G, you can select a pen tool, you can just take it up. Okay, you can select all three. For the opacity, make it like 15%. Select this, you have to make sure that this has been perfectly aligned. Okay, go for its scale again. I would just increase it to 150%, that's fine. 150, that's perfect. And select this, click S. I would make it like 300%, which is needed, or I can even reduce it to 236. Yep. And then I go for the G option here. I would take it to top. Now it covers. I would just move to right a bit so it covers here. I'll just move it to left and I'll just move it this to left. Now I would select this, it looks fine, and I go for this, even that looks fine. Now once everything looks fine, what I do is I'll keep on increasing the opacity. This one I would make it to 30%, and this one I would make it to 45%, as I've told. Now we have this, I connect all these two to the final semicircle. Now I just close up everything. Once I've been done, I can even turn off this white layer. Now I have the scale option, click yes, it would start from this 0. I will just go here for the 100%. I'll just go here. Okay, now I just go all the way here where it actually touches that. Okay, I click on the stopwatch here and I would just go here, unlink, make this 0, and the other one I would make it -100. Okay, why I do that is because we have a proper linearity, it's supposed to go in that manner, so I would just do it. Or else if you feel it's quite difficult for me to do it, you can also do this. Select, right click, create a new null layer. Okay, select all these 3 semicircles, connect it to null, go for S option. Okay, here you have linked it. Okay, click on a scale and it would come here, make the 0. Now you can see they have a uniform movement of it. Correct, this is how we do it. You can see that there is some movements on this. I would try making it. Okay, so I would select it, G. I would try moving it down so it looks perfect. Okay, you have it. Then I would just go here to go out completely. Now I would just increase the value of a null scale to have it in this manner. Now what I do is I just wanted to work on all these 3 paths. Open up path here and open this up, and I go with the path option, and I would go with this and I go with the path option here. That's because if I wanted to do any changes, I could do it very easily in this path option. Okay, I can also do animation with the path itself, but let's not make it complicated. So I would just go here, G for the tool option. I just come here, everything looks perfect except this. I would take it completely top. Now it looks perfect. Move it to the right using this anchor line. You can see they are getting moved. Now I'd say take the second one, move it here. You can see how it is actually happening. I just go here, okay. Now I would just go here, I would just try adjusting it. Select the second one, now I'd select all three because it's really making me confused. I would select all three, I click U to see the graphs, okay, to see the animations which are actually happening. See, now you can see there has been some animations with the path. I'll click here, create the keyframes on that path. I would just go to the last frame. I would try adjusting it. Select it. You can see they are getting incremented. See now, from this to this. Okay, you could even do that. Or else, if you feel still uncomfortable, you have third option where we'll be using this scale. Click on it and go to the last frame, and you can start working with the scale also. I just come here, I would select individually, I would just increase it, select it, I would increase it. Now we can see we have some movements in this. Select it, I would just move it here. Then I just go ahead still back and let me check whether it's good or not. Once I feel it's perfect, I would leave everything as it is. Comes all the way here, that's fine. And you can also select the last one to check whether it is being used properly or not. Now we can even do like this. See, now you have three different animations happening all the way in a perfect manner. That's fine. I'll come to this. That goes. Yes, when I just play it, you could see how beautiful it works. So once it is big, now I turn it off. Now you can see with the background how it actually goes. Let me turn on my logo as well. Okay, it goes very perfect. Now I just wanted to have this last animation. I wanted to check how it actually goes all the way to last till here. Okay, it goes all the way. I want to start my animation here for this logo, so I would just click shift 1 to add a marker, and I go all the way here because shift 2, which means my animation has to increase. So I go here all the way to my null. I turn off this. I would increase the scale of it to make it big. Now if I play it without this GIF, I have my logo animations getting started. See here, I do have my logo now. See now, when I just make this individual, you can see how it is actually. Even that's supposed to get DK, which means If I turn these null option T here, shift T to have a opacity. Okay, now I would also select all these three, shift T or T itself, fine. I would click here to add a keyframe and then I reduce it to get an animation like this. See, yeah. So this is how we're going to do, okay, the things. And if I still wanted to have few more applications on that, I would just do this. Immediately I go here, I would just make this to be 15 and the other one to be 30, so it gets reduced and then immediately it goes off. So instead having an animation which really makes it nonsense, so it's always better to have a clean and useful and a clear cut works here. I'm really sorry for the words which I'm using it, because I'm not here to teach in a professional manner. I'm here to make you understand the concepts which we're actually doing it, okay? And I hope it will be useful for you to think very efficiently. See, we have done almost everything. The only thing left is what it's supposed to. So I go here, double click, I would select both the things, I would copy it and I would paste here. Now we do have it here, because here from this channel we get our sun getting raised, and we have two different parts. Okay, so instead duplicating the inner one, I would just duplicate this itself. I'll use U to work with opacity. I will increase it. Now you can see we have this. Now I just select it, go for rectangular tool, select that element, and I would just mark that separate. Now I just see this separate. Let me see how it actually goes. So it goes all the way here. So what I do is I just make this separate. I would just mark this. Okay, duplicate, and I would invert it. Okay, logo final, I name this as logo final top, and this logo final bottom. Okay, now I just wanted to use yes option and also yes for this. Now I click here, reduce it 0, and I make this 0. Now it starts with animating these scale factors. Okay, it's not happening good. So what I have to do is, instead doing it, it's better for me to do like this. I would just create a simple mask layer, solid layer with the name mask, and I would just simply add a mask like this. We double click here, I would reduce it to half. Okay, now what I do is I just wanted it to be track matte, alpha matte here. Now select, okay, insert this S. I would simply take its position, click on it. I do have it. Now I go with this S to be 100%. Now I select this mask here, double click, make it more. Now have its position P. Okay, I would just make this completely down. Okay, go all the way here, take it top. As you can see, it's going good. It came all the way here and it finished its job. Correct, it finished its job. Now it's duty for me to have the bottom one, so duplicate it, take it down. I would just go alpha invert because I want to do the bottom one. So I just go here, I'll turn off the bottom one. I do have this. I just go here, select its position, click, animate it, go here. I would start this part, start like this, go all the way to the 5th second. I would just take it down to have this animation. Now when I just play, you could see this. And also remember, I don't really need to have this sunrise, so I could simply add this element so that it's not visible. Okay, all I have to do is add one more mask to that. Now if I just turn off and play this, you could see how it actually goes. It's moving perfect. The only thing is, as soon as it's moving, you can see the sunrise, it has a very big mask element here, correct? It's supposed to be here. I have to make its mask to animate, so mask 2, I would go here, top part. So now when I just play it, perfect. So this is how it's supposed to be. But the issue is I don't really need to have this strokes, but we are trying to see the stroke element here, but that's okay, no issues. As it goes on, it's going to get decayed, but that's okay. So we do have this option here. Perfect, we do have it. Once it is being done, please, I just have to make sure that the bottom layer comes to a perfect position so it looks perfect here. Perfect, it's fine. Now I need to have this logo here, so I would just drag my logo. Okay, I would just add a mask for this. You have to check the logo whether it's proper or not. Just take its position. Now I would say it's going to be perfect. Yep, logo, I just make it add, turn off, have this, and I wanted to have this basic animation for this. So what I would do is I just go here, add a circular ellipse, I go subtract, I would increase the size of it by using Control and Shift. Now you can see how it is actually happening. This is what we wanted, so it's going to work like this. I click on the mask mode option, turn on. Okay, I would just have my sunrise text. It's going to appear here in this part, which means I just need to have this completely down. But here, how does it actually supposed to go? See now, it's supposed to start from this, which means my mask path should start from here. Okay, once it is being done, I can delete my reference. Now you can have the logo which is ready. But remember, the one which we are having here is quite important, which means here, if you could observe, it's supposed to be down. Now see here, let me make it full screen and I just play it. See, okay, so that's it folks. This is for today's class. If you find it uncomfortable or if you feel it not easy, please do let me know. I can change myself, because it's important that I just need to do it in a better manner. Okay, because everyone has to learn in a proper way. I, being a faculty in this field, I just wanted my students to learn and understand very well. For that reason, I've been doing it very casually so that you can able to understand it in a better manner. If there is anything you wanted me to correct it, please do let me know in the comments. And thanks, and please do share it for your friends so that others can also learn it. Okay, and I'm sorry if there is any company called Sunrises, because I just wanted to take this as an example. Okay, so please do subscribe to my channel HD Studios, and yeah, take care everyone. Bye bye. Thank you.